MegD and Guichabou have faced each other 11 times in tournaments, in communities or officials, and Guichabou is up one match going into this set here. So will Guichabou prevail and make this matchup a 7-5, or will MegD make it an even matchup between Guichabou and MegD going forward? But right now we're in game number 1. We're back on Demon Island. A lot of players are loving the high ceiling of Demon Island here, and MegD and Guichabou are trying to take advantage of it as much as they possibly can and try to knock off the sides and the floor of this map.
Yeah, Demon Island seemed to be the comfort pick for everyone. Lots of it so far in top 4. Guichabou just getting a lot of these hits so far on the cannon and guitars, both switching back and forth, and just one hit turns into 4 and 5 with Guichabou. That's why it's such a dream to cast his matches. So fun to watch. And MegD playing these short end lights, just pushing away, playing a lot of center stage and stage control. And fairly even so are MegD, although already in KO percent. Guichabou whiffs on the side sig, and MegD hoping for some kind of punish. Each of these hits not able to connect on too much damage. Guichabou finds the side sig. MegD was the first stock in the set.
Yeah, and Guichabou just has this control over the entire platform so far. MegD's trying to go in for some of these couple attacks here and there with gauntlets and just wasn't able to approach. And now Guichabou is kind of pressuring MegD, trying to make sure he does not pick up a weapon. MegD still does, though, picks up sword, and we'll have to see if MegD can kind of change things around into their favor. Guichabou says no, gets a down signature into sider. MegD is able to, on the opposing side of this map, tries to do something here, but MegD and Guichabou are just trading that neutral control at the moment.
Guichabou, this is kind of what you want in this situation, to be trading when you're up a whole stock right now. As MegD in orange and nearly red, these hits are connecting, and it's not what you want to see if you're MegD. Just hoping to play center stage. Dash jumps in and then dodges away is exactly what MegD wants to do to try to bait out an option, but Guichabou not biting on any of it. A lot of the same options picked for both players, but no connections. And MegD finally, a D-Light Sarah is going to do it, just poking a little bit too high up off the edge of Demon Island.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing as well is, MegD is so low on that second stock already, with Guichabou having a half a stock, 3/4 of a stock lead. This is something where MegD needs to go ahead and make amends now, because, I mean, they go too much farther with this disadvantage. Guichabou is going to really punish on it, and Guichabou is doing that right now with phenomenal guitar gameplay and gets the recovery knockout on MegD's second stock.
I can't believe that got him. Particularly, I mean, even on this map, on Lin Fei, who is very low attack, I'm very surprised at that KO. Already building up so much damage, CCD like there. None of this is going to KO off the top, but it's all so much damage. It's exactly what Guichabou wants. MegD struggling right now on this final stock. Looking in trouble in this first game. Catches the dodge. Guichabou doesn't opt for the Sarah because he goes back. Sares him off the wall. MegD hoping to make it back. Finally slips in, but he has a whole mountain to climb in it right now.
He definitely does, and Guichabou has a stock lead, and MegD is just having a rough time against it. Guichabou with a phenomenal signature landing on MegD. It may have not have been, it was the final hit, but man, did MegD just not have any more options to come back to that platform. There's that recovery you're talking about that you're surprised knocked off the ceiling, and then we go to this final stock, down light recovery into a gravity cancel down signature, removed all of MegD's options to come back to the platform, and Guichabou took game number 1.
Yeah, that was a very fast-paced game for most of it. Just a little bit in that second stock with a little bit of neutral, but that's what you want to see for Guichabou. You want to be playing a fast-paced game. MegD wants to slow it down, draw it out a little bit, just get these hits, back it up. And so far, Guichabou was able to control the pacing of that first game. MegD wants to change that in game 2. Back to Demon Island. Guichabou already on the guitars, building up damage. Just little hits, able to find 2 off of each neutral win for Guichabou. And these little nairs and end sigs, MegD can't land.
Absolutely. And right now, I mean, MegD is trying to change a little bit more of going into round number 2, trying to take that neutral control from Guichabou that they need to be able to land these style guitar combos, these cannon combos, and so on. And I mean, right now it's staying relatively even. MegD's using that sword a lot more. Will they be able to take that control?
And you really cannot land. And this whole time, just getting caught with end lights, nairs, so many options for Guichabou. Really wants to hunt for this KO now, which Lin Fei and Guitars seems to struggle with a little bit, but Guichabou is no slouch as far as KO and seems to do it at any point. We know, catches a dodge, but no punish. MegD trying to get a couple more hits so that he can get Guichabou into the KO percent. Guichabou disarmed, but still got hands. loses the gauntlets on MegD, and now in such a hard position. Weapon spawn right above his head. Able to pick up the sword, ground pound, not gonna do it. But MegD just hunting, still end-lighted. Has enough options to make it back, but a scary position still gets desync. Barely touches down. And MegD loses the first stock in game 2.
And I know for a fact that MegD's feeling the pain of that signature right in his head. He's trying to take some amends with that with gauntlets, and they are able to do so with a phenomenal weapon throw finish, make things even in this 1:45 minute round so far. And Guichabou is just trying to pick up a weapon. MegD realizes if they get them a weapon, it may be a rough time on that platform. So they're trying to weapon starve as much as they possibly can. That weapon throw lands. Guichabou is trying to do some unarmed gameplay. But now Guichabou has that cannon. We'll see what type of style of gameplay we see from that cannon from Guichabou.
Yeah, it's fairly even on the second game, which is surprising given the lead that Guichabou had, but just catches one dodge in from MegD, and all of a sudden, same thing for Guichabou. Almost KOs off the left side, but Guichabou not able to find it, still hunting afterwards too. Not able to do it, just an unarmed end light, not a great punish off of that because he doesn't have a weapon yet. And MegD needs so many hits, a small little hill to climb, but so much, no dodge catch for the GCD light. Guichabou beats him out with the grounded D-light. Just the way priority works in this game. Side sync, not gonna do it. MegD barely alive right now.
Oh, he got the signature again. Oh, dude, and MegD's feeling the pain of that cannon signature. He knocked out twice by that in a single round here going forward. And you know MegD feels it going into this round. MegD really needs to find a way of countering that cannon signature and just cannon in general while MegD is off ledge.
The movement from MegD is so good, but Guichabou seems so on top of it. Just no dodge right now. Oh man, barely able to get a touchdown. It's the guitars, and Guichabou playing with house money right now. Just trying to get some of this extra credit so that he can make it a pretty dominant game. Side sig. Quite the commitment from MegD, uncharacteristically jumps another one and able to connect on that one. And MegD hitting the sword. Guichabou nearly a KO percent, maybe a few more hits. Maybe struggling for it right now though. The way this game is being slowed down, it feels like MegD's playstyle is kind of playing against him at the moment. Another commitment, side sig. Guichabou, no punish, but stage control. Just trying to find this KO for MegD right now.
He's just playing around at this point. I mean, he's going unarmed. He's going for some weapon throws here and there. He's just trying to get something cool on MegD at the moment. Guichabou just feels so comfortable with where they're at, and we're just seeing it with gameplay. And MegD's just trying to find some type of thing against Guichabou. Gets that side air, throws the weapon, it lands, and Guichabou goes down to that final stock. But Guichabou still has a huge lead against MegD right now.
Based on the playstyle, it can be very hard for MegD to come back in this. Playing stage control comebacks can be so difficult. Guichabou getting so many hits too, catches a dodge, dash in, D-light, and recovery. And yeah, you said it. Guichabou feeling so comfortable in both of these games. It feels like MegD can't take him out of his comfort zone yet.
Absolutely, just because of the style that Guichabou plays with the guitars, and then a completely different style with the cannon, MegD is just having such a rough time really trying to land these attacks against Guichabou, which makes me wonder if MegD is going to choose a different character to approach Guichabou. Are they going to still play with that Val? Are they going to go in with the previous characters that they've played in tournaments, so on and so forth? But I mean, they're just having a rough time, especially even with sword, which is the main weapon that you would usually counter against guitars compared to gauntlet. And they're just having such a rough time landing these light attacks and reading those spot dodges from Guichabou. So overall though, I mean, Guichabou did 659 damage. The weapon damage difference between both of the weapons that Guichabou plays, I think primarily more towards the guitars with 379 damage. But overall though, I mean, Guichabou really showed who was boss, and they are up 2 games over MegD. MegD needs to pull that back pocket character or that back pocket weapon play style here, and we'll have to see what happens as we go into the lobby. And we're not seeing Demon Island striked out yet. MegD looks like he's still playing that Caspian here.
Yeah, and back pocket pick, you're correct. It is the Caspian. Strikes Demon Island, doesn't want to go back to it. Can be a little rough right to Miami Dome, and guitars into guitars, looking for maybe some more aggressive gameplay from both players. As we know, guitars, such a committal weapon, just goes in hunting for these dodges, and MegD I mean, plays a lot of different legends, so this switch is not a hurt at all, and I think we might see a breath of fresh air for MegD in this game 3.
And another thing as well, MegD has chosen Caspian in a variety of different community events especially against Guichabou. I mean, that's his most played character in communities and in officials. So for him to go back to this pick is definitely showing something where it's like, okay, let me try those guitars, see if I can counter Guichabou being so aggressive and try to reduce dodges. But at the moment, Guichabou has the upper hand so far, knocks MegD into the bright yellowish, trying to get him into the orange, but they're just trying to get a dodge read on each other right now.
It's hard with so many hits, but because Linfei's so little attack, it looks like the health bar doesn't change, but still not a great situation for MegD right now. A little deeper into the orange, Ensig not connecting, and the quick punish, so much speed on this Nai, able to get entirely through the Ensig and punish with 4 hits. MegD in trouble on this first stock, hunting for a weapon, still disarm. Guichabou, Guitar, such a good weapon to keep people out, but finally able to get the weapon onto the gauntlets. Not the great matchup that you want to see from MegD, but still can do so much on his first stock. Hunts, it's a nair. Guichabou with stage control, side stick not going to connect, no dodge, but MegD not able to punish.
Yeah, and I mean, every time MegD throws out an attack that does not land on Guichabou, the speed of guitars is really smacking MegD. I mean, we're seeing a Silite in the recovery frames that Silite has with gauntlets, allows for Guichabou to land these guitar neutral airs, these side airs that are just building up this damage against MegD and keeping things even when MegD has the momentum benefit going here. But right now, MegD with that neutral light tries to get a signature knockout. Guichabou with that platform control tries to get some type of cheesy signature with that Linfei onto MegD. But I mean, just a lot of movement, a lot of back and forth, and Guichabou is countering the playstyle of MegD that we're used to seeing.
A GC Enlight, what an option! Just dashes off the stage, GC Enlight's the other way, and able to get a recovery off of it, which with guitars can be a little inconsistent, but Guichabou knows, particularly on Linfei, I think that will get it every time. And MegD not too far behind at the moment, doesn't get hit too much, although double recovery, Linfei, this is exactly where you want to be with your opponent. Not that hurt. So many true combos that you have access to now. Guichabou building up so much damage, doesn't catch a dodge in, was looking for it. MegD quick with the dodge away, but still not finding this KO. Look how far that weapon throw sent him. Guichabou's so hurt. Still not losing this stock, particularly against Gauntlets, which is so surprising, having some good KO confirms. Finally, guitar recovery will do it off the top left. MegD looks to be opting for the guitars, trying to build up damage on the second stock of Guichabou.
And here's the thing too, we're almost 3 minutes in and we've only seen the first stock off of each of these players out at the current moment. So the first stock that got knocked out in this round took 2 minutes to get knocked out, which is the first stock of MegD. So both these players are using the time to their advantage, which makes me wonder if we're going to see an 8-minute round here.
I don't know about 8 minutes, but yeah.
I don't know, we can see. We have to see here because I mean, they're both using their time very wisely. They're not trying to throw out attacks that they know they can get countered by, and Guichabou is just landing these guitar combos back and right, taking the momentum over MegD. But I mean, just a lot of neutralites. We're hearing this neutralite attacks land from each player here.
Yeah, you said it. I think that's good for MegD that the game is slowing down, because MegD able to play within his comfort zone and seems to be doing so much better than the first two games. Side sig connects. That sig has so much force. Finally able to KO off the right side, and Guichabou on the back foot for the first time in this set. Let's see what MegD can do with this lead. MegD known for playing so well with a lead, just suffocating players sometimes. And GC doesn't get punished. MegD's still alive. Able to make a couple connections, and Guichabou loses his dodge. So much damage from MegD so far on this final stock.
Indeed, and right now, I mean, Guichabou is so low on that final stock at the moment, but MegD does a misread in regarding their dodge, and Guichabou just punishes that. And right now, it's 1 stock all. MegD with a half stock lead, and this character swap is definitely benefiting MegD going into this round. And it's going to come down to MegD really getting this punish knockout. Guichabou's been very good at landing this damage buildup, but MegD says, nope, we're going to go into game number 4 and lands that phenomenal tar recovery. And very nice job coming out of MegD here. And look, I mean, just came down to really using their time that they had.
I think you're right with the pace is one thing that enabled it's three things, right? The character select, the pace, and also I think Miami Dome, it's the platforms. That MegD is able to play around them so much better versus Demon Island, where it's such a claustrophobic map, and MegD very comfortable on the map, but I think the platforms really enabled MegD's playstyle in that third game as we go back into Apocalypse, which has one that moves from side to side, and I think we'll see a bit more of what we saw in Game 3 for MegD, just slowing it down a little bit, playing around this platform. Already the end late recovery on Guitars, and Guichabou in trouble in this fourth game.
Yeah, MegD's really taken that neutral control from Guichabou going into this round so far. I mean, Guichabou's trying to get the Guitars, and MegD gets a little bit too aggressive with their gameplay, allowing for Guichabou to pick up these Guitars as well. But we see a lot of back and forth here, and we're also not on Demon Island, so the ceiling of this map is just like a regular map that you would see in a Brawlhalla ranked 1v1s. And I mean, these players are definitely going to be a lot more trying to be able to knock off that ceiling, especially with guitar recovery, along with the signature sets that they have.
Although, you would be surprised to know, I think Apocalypse is pretty similar, if not higher than Demon Island, so it enables for, I believe, a slower gameplay. Too, catching the dodge on the... Oh no! MegD able to get a touch! They were just hugging each other off stage there, and they both survived. I have no idea how that happened.
The spacing from Guichabou, reading the neutral air from MegD as well. It's like, you know what? We know what's going on. They both just dodging each other all the way up. But Guichabou could not dodge what MegD really threw at them by Guichabou getting knocked out of that first stock as we're getting minute 15 in. And Guichabou is just kind of not being the way that they were in round 1 and round 2, which is being a lot more aggressive and a lot more neutral control worthy here.
Yeah, it really, I feel, is the platforms that MegD's able to just get another method of movement to just play around Guichabou and maybe get Guichabou to commit a little bit more to something that MegD's able to punish, which is tough for Linfei. And on the weapon starve on this first stock for MegD, still holding onto it for so long. Guichabou, it feels like not even a KO percent from MegD. He needs a couple more hits for it, particularly on Apocalypse, such a high ceiling, and MegD catching so much damage right now in kind of a full lead at this point. This high attack of Caspian, each one of these hits hurts so much for Guichabou, not able to catch the GC. MegD side lane and like catches a dodge, doesn't offer a KO, what a combo! Guichabou's still in trouble, side stick gonna do it! Clean stock for MegD!
That was huge coming out of MegD there, reading the dodge options from Guichabou, and Guichabou was just trying to throw them a lot faster than we've usually seen, and MegD was just right on it. After that first dodge read, went with some phenomenal guitar gameplay. Got that second stock knockout, but we're seeing some phenomenal guitar gameplay once again, just overall prioritizing over Guichabou's attacks with these guitars. And Guichabou might get, as I was about to say it, he was about to almost get 3 stocks, but knocked out MegD's first stock not too long ago. And MegD's just going in aggressive with it on right now.
If you may remember from a previous Guichabou set earlier in the elimination bracket against, I believe, Radish, Guichabou came back from a 3 stocks to 1 deficit, I think twice. And so Guichabou, we know, can come back from this. This is not a done and dusted game from MegD so far, but still such a great position for MegD to be in on this Caspian. KO so early, some of these signatures, so much force to them. Guichabou taking too many hits. MegD's still in the yellow on this middle stock. Guichabou hunting is punished for a dare, which is so surprising for Linfei, but MegD's so quick on it. Ground pound not going to connect. Guichabou with some stage control might be the moment for him, but no, not able to connect. And MegD, again, the platform able to land onto it. Guichabou sending high, but still MegD not in the KO percent. Guichabou in so much trouble in this 4th game. We could see a game 5, I believe, AJ.
I agree too. It's just coming down to Guichabou not able to punish the right options that MegD is really opening the door to Guichabou to. I mean, we saw this downlink go the opposite way, and right after that, I mean, we've just seen it kind of go in MegD's favor. But as soon as Guichabou picks up that cannon, MegD is down to that final stock here as we go into the 4-minute timer. Guichabou with the neutral light tries to get recovery. MegD has those gauntlets, so we might see some type of recovery knockout or some type of ground pound knockout off the ledge or weapon throw. We'll have to see, but at the moment, MegD edge guarding Guichabou. Guichabou with a dare neutral light, neutral air, trying to find something against MegD, and MegD gets that recovery with gauntlets.
Able to finally do it, and I mean, it really is the platform, I think, for Guichabou, or for MegD, that has been working in this game 3 and 4, and there definitely is a ton of adjustments to the neutral as well. Guichabou strikes through a lot of platform heavy maps that they go right to Miami Dome, and knew it had to be this way.
Wow.
Game 5 between these two, it had to be like this. It was going this way no matter how it started, and it doesn't really matter how it started at this point. It's what happens in this game 5 as we move right into Miami.
3, 2.
Absolutely. And MegD that last game used a lot, and I mean a lot of guitars. So we'll definitely have to see what they do with Miami Dome here and see realistically. I mean, Guichabou's movement is just catching MegD off guard. Their dodges are just getting caught by Guichabou at the moment.
Yeah, MegD already taken quite a bit of damage in this first game so far, but we know with this Caspian will pick it up quickly. Catches with a nair, quite the soft read, but so much reward from MegD. Gets the recovery, and Guichabou in a little bit of trouble himself. Just one side signature for this Caspian. Guitars could do it if you do it towards the ledge, and Guichabou holding a lot of stage control, but MegD finally able to sneak in with the dare. Guichabou tries with the dare of his own, but he gets punished, and MegD hunting for the damage on this first stock. Trying to find this KO. Guichabou in deep red. Side signature would have done it, but so nervous to get hit by the weapon throw. Not able to find it. Catches a dodge and waits out the jump. Recovers up off the top. MegD, such a well-played KO in that first stock.
Yeah, MegD really using the momentum that they had to pressure Guichabou to kind of force them to jump in the air and get that recovery knockout. Very nice job, but now Guichabou is saying, you know what, I'm gonna do that side air side light into neutral signature, but MegD reads that signature very, very well. And at the moment, I mean, MegD's up almost an entire stock, or getting close to an entire stock on Guichabou. And Guichabou had the lead at the beginning with that cannon, and we're still seeing Guichabou with his guitars. And we'll have to see if they swap back over to that cannon very, very shortly. At the moment, MegD with this neutral control, Guichabou with the cannon, throwing out signatures, missing the neutral layer, missing the recovery options as well. And are they going to be able to get this knockout here? It's going to be the real question.
MegD playing around this first stock so well. Still a complete stock advantage, but oh man, the side sig able to do it off the right side, and Guichabou, we know, can build up quite a lot of damage on this Limb Fake. Could even take a whole stock off of one hit, but really needs some magic at the moment to make this game look even on the second stock. Finds the punish on the side sig, but not much off of it. Guichabou really trying to build up a lot of damage. MegD just wants 1 or 2 straight hits in this situation.
Ooh, nice 4-piece combo coming in from Guichabou, but MegD comes in with a falling recovery knockout on the Guichabou's second stock. And I mean, I like Guichabou's mentality where he's going with the guitars while MegD is on Gauntlet. And right now, I think MegD's just trying to counter the opposite, where he's like, I'm trying to maximize whenever I can on Guichabou while they are on that cannon with this guitar. So we'll see what happens here. Right now, Guichabou having that cannon, throws it away, realizing that MegD's on gauntlets. MegD realizes what Guichabou's going to do, and MegD gets neutral late, down late, and then it's just going crazy with the guitars at the moment.
This is what MegD does to you. Just takes a small advantage and runs away with it. Just, you're not able to get in anymore. It feels like Guichabou's been playing from the corner since this game started. Guichabou in so much trouble on this final stock. Almost in the red already. This Caspian, so much attack. Each hit is so much from MegD. Building up the damage. Guichabou with KO % already. This guy's gonna do it! MegD, reverse 3-0 in this game 5.
Yeah, and MegD's guitars just really popped off, and I kept on seeing Guichabou dare and dare and dare, and that's what MegD was maximizing, especially on that final stock against Guichabou. Fantastic gameplay coming in from MegD and really showing what their guitars and their gauntlets are made of.